Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi ladies, just wanted to come to you and talk to you about some of the top myths that people have about natural hair. Being a woman that has had a relaxer since I was about 12 years old, I am from a place that I'm very knowledgeable, I feel, about the misconceptions that we have about our hair, about natural hair, the things that we think about, the things that we believe to be true that aren't really true. Common myth number one: natural hair is not very attractive. That's really a myth because natural hair is probably one of the most attractive things that a black woman can possess. I mean, our hair has so many different It's just amazing how attractive our hair can be. I mean, there's so much that we can do with our hair. It's too difficult to work with. In the beginning, when I was really learning about the texture of my hair and really knowing what to do with it, it was slightly difficult because it was a learning curve. It was trying to understand the new texture of my hair, trying to understand what to do with it. So, of course, it can be complicated at first because you're learning something new. You're not used to this particular textured hair. You're not used to having to deal with something like this on a regular basis because you were in the world of relaxers and you just had to put a relaxer in your hair was bone straight, you didn't have to worry about it or deal with it. So of course it's an easy thing. It's a learning curve. You have to learn new things, and once you do learn how to deal with your textured hair, it's very simple, it's very easy. You find products that work with your hair and it becomes common myth number three. So it's not professional. I was in corporate America for well over 15 years, and I too had that misconception that natural hair just was not professional. It was not something commonplace in the workplace. I mean, I honestly felt that way. I don't know where the notion came from. I couldn't tell you why I thought that way. It was just it was a learned behavior. It was something that I thought to be true. I mean, a good majority of the African American women at my job didn't wear their hair natural. They wore weaves, they wore wigs, they wore everything but their own textured hair. So I know that when I did decide to wear my hair naturally, when I decided to go into an interview with my big afro, it was a freeing experience. I really wanted to wear my hair, the way I wanted to wear my hair and not feel like I was an elephant in the room or it was a big distraction or anything like that. It was accepted, it was appreciated, it was even celebrated and imitated at some points where I worked at. So that is a big myth. It is a very professional thing for African American women to do, to wear their hair the way their hair grows out of their head. I mean, there's absolutely nothing. Common myth number four is hard to Similar to number two, it's a learning curve for everything. I too felt like my hair was difficult or hard to style because I was learning how to deal with new texture. I was learning how to style my hair as my hair grew out of my head, how I felt it was attractive to me. So it's not that it's hard to style, it's just something that you have to learn how to style that you feel is attractive. Hundreds of thousands of videos on YouTube on how we style our hair, and it's not hard to style at all. It's just about having patience and really just having patience. Common myth number five: it's not as versatile, which is incredibly untrue. Our hair is probably one of the most versatile textured hair that any person can have in the world, to be honest with you, because our hair can be straight, it can be curly, it can be anything that we want it to be because we have that particular textured hair. It's just something that you need to appreciate. It's boring. If you get stuck in a natural hair rut where you're not really certain as to what you want to do with your hair, and you kind of wear the same style over and over and over and over again, it can get boring. But the joy of having different videos or having different ideas or just looking at magazine pictures or just anything that you can get some ideas about. You can do anything you really want to do to your hair. It's just really about having patience. Patience is really the key when it comes to styling our hair because every good thing takes time. So having the right patience or having enough desire to want to do something different with your hair is really all you need to not have a boring hairstyle. So that's common myth number 7. It's time consuming. That one is really a myth, but as I said prior to, it really does depend on your patience and time level. And again, if you have something that you like to do, I'm sure you're going to make the time to Common myth number 8. My hair won't look the same. I honestly thought that was a true statement because I felt as though my hair would never be bone straight or look as though I had a relaxer if I wore my natural hair. That is so false. My cousin, she pressed my hair and it looked as though I had a relaxer. It was incredible. It looked as though, like I said, I had my hair freshly permed, and there was no difference in it whatsoever. And it actually took a little while for that press to wear off. Another common myth about natural hair is that our hair just does not grow, which is so not true. In the past 2 years, my hair has grown several inches, and I have a few pictures I wanted to show you guys. So here's a couple. Just so you can see that our hair really does grow. If you don't tug on it, pull on it, squash it, don't water it, if you don't do anything to it, if you just constantly are abusive to your hair, it's not going to grow. It's not going to be as you want it to be. So you get out of things what you put into it. If you're constantly taking care of your hair, washing it, nourishing it, oiling it, letting it breathe, not tugging and pulling on it, it will eventually grow. One last myth that is incredibly deceiving is that having natural hair is extremely expensive, which is so not true. However, being an ex-product junkie, I can honestly admit that I'm an ex-product junkie. In the beginning, when you're learning how to style your hair, when you're learning what products work best for you, you are going to buy everything on the shelf that you think is going to work for you. So I can see where some people can think it's expensive, but once you find that product that actually works for you, there is no reason to try too many other things. I mean, you can try samples. You don't have to buy the whole product, ladies. You don't have to buy the whole full bottle. Having little samples works just as well. So it's not expensive. If you add up how much you actually spend on a relaxer every 6 to 8 weeks, it does not equate to having natural hair and using 1 or 2 products or even 3 products or having 5 staples that you use on a regular basis. So it's not expensive at all.
Thanks for watching, ladies. Be sure to subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter. Tune in next week for the next upcoming video.